This is morning in the Sierras. I am sitting here in my little camp spot, my tent over there. My breakfast of champions, oatmeal with nuts and dried dried cranberries, coffee sitting down there with the Via. That's sort of my standard breakfast routine. It's mid-November, and I can't believe that I'm up in the mountains in the middle of November. For one thing, it gets dark at like 5 o'clock. So I went to bed at like 6. I got up at 7. That's what, 13 hours of sleep. I have to say I kind of enjoyed it. Getting ready to take on the day. Not much of a day, I just have to hike out to the car. But today I'd like to share with you along the lines of facing things that are new and letting go of the old. Because for me, facing up was an enormous release of the old. And well, for a long time, it was just nothing, which was terrifying. But finally, that it has been the embrace of a new way of life. But it's so hard to let go of the old. And I would like to illustrate that with a little bit of camping equipment. I came to Bear Lake, which is a nice lake, very easy to get to, just a couple of hours of hike. But I really wanted to try out this new gear and see if I was going to like it or not. I hate to admit it, but all these changes were inspired by my trip earlier this summer with my friend Jim. He had all this lightweight hiking gear. That sounds right, actually. Hiking gear. He's trying to be ultralight or close to it, and I've always like made fun of people at count every ounce. The joke about ultralight campers is that they're so obsessed about weight that they drill holes in their coffee cups to save weight. I've always sort of poo-pooed, oh, come on, you can't carry a heavy pack or, come on. And here's Jim, and he's got all this lightweight stuff. So here are the pieces, one at a time, that have changed, and I have to say I really like it. It starts with my shoes. I used to always wear hiking boots, and these are actually trail runners. I don't think these are the ones I'm going to land on. These are Nordas. They're obscenely expensive. Thankfully, I bought them at REI so I can return them. I'm not real thrilled with how they have performed, and I won't give you a full review of my Norda hiking running shoes because you probably don't care. But in the past, I've always worn these big, heavy hiking boots that weigh about 5 pounds each, and I have been amazed at what a difference it makes to wear these shoes that are together, I think, weigh less than a pound. And they say a pound on your foot is like putting 5 on your back. And oh my goodness, yes, it's so much easier to move. Here I thought Jim was in such better shape than me. It turns out he just had better gear. Of course, I'm a bigger stud than Jim. Come on. The second piece of gear is a backpack, which this is a ultralight backpack, which weighs like, it's light as a feather compared to my old one. I mean, my old one weighed about 5 pounds. This one is about a pound. Super, super light backpack. And then of course the tent. I've never liked ultralight tents because they are usually single wall, which means there's only one skin between you and the world. But this thing has, let me show you, you'll be so excited to see, I'm sure. a little tent inside of a tent, so that you sleep inside of this little interior area. But the biggest thing is it has no poles, because the pole is the walking stick. I never thought I would use a walking stick. Walking sticks were for, well, I guess we call them trekking poles. That sounds better, doesn't it, than walking stick? But I remember the first time I saw some people using one. I thought, what? Do you think you're skiing? Why are you have these poles? Are you afraid you're going to fall over? Do you need crutches? I mean, I just made fun of these people for using these poles, and that was probably when I was in my 20s. And so my whole life I've never used walking sticks, and lots of my friends do, and I've always sort of like, oh, you weak person, you know. And so on this trip I thought I'm gonna try them, and oh my goodness, I can't believe how much they help. They make me so much more stable. They take so much weight off my knees, and they just make the whole hiking experience so much more fun. So it only took me a lifetime to figure that one out. I hope I'm not boring you to death when I start talking to Julie about all the virtues of my new camping gear. She pulls out her paintbrushes and says, "Let me show you this paintbrush and how it does this certain thing and is cut at a certain angle and what it's made out of." And she's making the point that it's not that interesting. So I hope I haven't put you to sleep with my little camp gear review. I have a deeper point. There's definitely a tendency as we get older to just hold on to the old and just to stagnate, to try to freeze things. Everything was better back in the good old days, and we don't want to move on or try new things. And that could be as trivial as a backpack tent, or it could be as major as letting go of a job or moving to a new town or some major decision. So today, I'm not encouraging you to just be crazy and leap on every new thing that comes by. But I am encouraging you, and I'm trying to encourage myself to be willing to release things, to let things go, to move on to the next thing, to try something new. It's all a part of embracing the vanity of life, vanitas, our specter, and remembering that, if our idea is that we're going to wind up in some happy place and just stay there forever, the happily ever after ending, of course, we're always going to be frustrated. But if we accept that life is always moving on, there's always something new, tomorrow is something new, and if we embrace that and enter it with a spirit of play, not a spirit of not caring, but play, like engaging, but engaging in a way that we're not constantly weeping over, what has changed and what has been lost. The moment won't last forever. Forever is in the moment. If you think that you're going to like attain meaning or this deep sense of life having value, or that happiness, that joy that we're all longing for, if you think you're going to attain that by reaching some point in the future along the way, I mean, this is a fool's errand. It's the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. The joy really is in embracing this impermanence of life. I guess that's sort of a Buddhist concept. Just this idea, though, that we're moving along. Things are always changing, and once you release and accept that, it just frees you to do all kinds of new things. Whatever it is out there in your world that you need to jump in and embrace, I just encourage you to do that, and I'm going to do the same. I've got some challenges ahead of me in the next few months that I'm excited about, and Geronimo, here we go. One final thought. People, especially my wife, ask me, why do you have to go alone? I'm not antisocial. I enjoy going with people. When you backpack with somebody, it's a lot of fun. And not only that, you really get to know people. When you backpack with someone, you're going to see them at their very best and their very worst. You're going to know who this person is. And it can be either a bonding experience or the end of a relationship. But I do enjoy backpacking with other people. I come alone because of wonder, because of, wonder and adventure, right? The first breath. When I come out here by myself, especially if I'm on a multi-day trip, when I don't see other people for a day or two or three, when I first start, my mind is just chattering like always. But after a day or so, I sort of get tired of my own chattering, and my mind quiets down. And by the third day, I feel this really weird but wonderful connection with the world around me, with nature. On one trip, I felt like I was just downright crazy. I would come around a corner, and I remember specifically one instance where I saw this tree. I started talking to it, and I just started laughing. And I don't know if it was listening, but I certainly was feeling connected with this tree. And um, I just felt like I wasn't just in it, like some separate thing observing nature. I felt like and I am. I think we all are part of it. We're not just external people telling stories, having conceptions about what we see. We are a part of it, and feeling that oneness, that connection with the world around us. I just love that. And as much as I love other people, when I'm backpacking with people, it takes me out of that, because we start talking. We start talking about what we think about this or that, or are we going to make it over the hill, or on and on. People chatter. But when I'm by myself and I finally shut up, it's heavenly. So that's why I have to do this, in spite of the fact that my wife thinks I'm going to kill myself, which I most definitely am not, but I understand her worry. She makes me carry a GPS. Her reasoning is very, very kind. She says, I want them to be able to find your body so I can collect the life insurance. See, that's my wife. That's what I have to live with. I have a great wife, and I can't wait to get back to her.